Howdy doody, it's your boy Loudy, and welcome back to a brand new video. And in today's video, me and my good friend Condieflys will be carrying on to the second part of our Apex tier list video. In the first video, we did the weapons, but in this one, we're going to be doing the legends. I just wanted to make a quick intro just to tell you what's going on. Enjoyed the video. See you soon. We're here with the legends, and it's going in alphabetical order.
Jack, do it in post.
Yeah, you got it, Jack. Quickly, hold on, Jack. Let me scroll down for you. I'm gonna snap my fingers and have it done. 3, 2, 1. Is it done?
I'm so sorry,
perfect. When she released in season 11, was it? Yeah, because Seer was season 10, Ash released in 11. I mained her. I have like 900 kills on her, almost 1,000. Weirdly, I do like her. Her kit right now is strong. Her ability is good to either go in and fight with like an Ash and Revenant. That's a good ability. Dennis will be proud. And getting away, it's also good. But the thing is, you could be chased out of it. And like, say you accidentally use it as well. Like, say you're getting ready to light up and you accidentally fat finger it or something, and you're now on a team. You can't get away. Like, you're kind of stuck there. If you know how to use Ash well, she's good. But for me personally, I put a B tier for right now. Most of the roster is counters Bangalore. There's a digi threat. There's a 4 to 10 times I counter her. Like, her ability gets countered. Her ultimate, yes, it's good, but there's better. Her passive, amazing. It's just basically it's an Octane sim to get away with, and without wasting HP. It's great.
Well, that's fair.
Bloodhound. Not gonna lie, with the release of Seer and stuff like that, and finding out Seer and Vantage, I don't think Bloodhound's a top tier legend anymore. I would go A tier for.
It's good. I think Bloodhound's still a very, very solid legend.
Good. He's a good legend to still use, but I would not use him in a ranked game when you have a Seer and a Vantage that has good recon abilities right now.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Caustic. Honestly, this is a hard one for me. He's good for, okay, if you're doing like scrims or anything like that, he's good. He's amazing. But ranked though, it's a whole different ball game compared to like scrims. I put him above Bangalore in D tier right now, personally.
I would agree. I don't play Caustic much, but you know, it's, you know, he can be useful. It's the problem is a lot of the legends are very situational, and it completely depends on map and what type of playstyle you have. You know, obviously Caustic is a great defensive legend. You know, if you're sitting in a building, you just got traps everywhere. You know, his ult is great under certain circumstances. But yeah, I agree with D. I think D's fair.
All right, Crypto. If this was before he got his buff, he'd be an F tier. Useless. Since he's got his buffed as a Crypto main for a while, and still kind of am, but I've been playing Vantage because, you know, #1 Vantage in Ireland. Honestly, right now, Crypto is in a good spot. There are a few changes that could change to him, but personally, I put him B tier. Like, I personally think he's a good legend. I wouldn't put him above Ash, though, because Ash has movement in a way with her ultimate to get away from fights. If you're Crypto and you're trying to escape, you gotta pray to God there's an Octane pad or a zipline somewhere that you could use, because you're not getting away from an Octane or anything like that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Fuse.
Okay. I think Fuse's Q is great, especially playing against like ratty teams that sit in buildings. I mean, remember his Q, you can, obviously, the fact that you can stack nades is very, very useful. You know, if you know what you're doing with nades, they can be extremely powerful. You know, teams sitting in buildings, his Q can be fired at huge range. You can destroy doors nice and easily. If there's a team, again, ratting in a building, you can just spam damage on them. Fuse is great in a lot of situations. His ult needs something. His ult's not good right now.
Yeah, I remember his ultimate. They changed something about his ultimate where you could actually see through the fire and like have that. If someone's in the middle of the fire, you could see their like player icon type of thing. They gave him a little bit of a buff, but I wouldn't.
I can't recall the last in a Fuse ult, and it was like used as intended, where like, you know, you trap a team and then you kind of. Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna jump pad out, or I'm gonna take a Wraith portal or an Ash portal or a fucking zipline. Like, I'm just gonna get out. You know what I mean? Like, there's not. It's very rare that I'm actually trapped inside a Fuse ult. It needs something. I think overall he's good, but not the best ult.
Like, honestly, he's one of those ultimates that, like, when you see an ultimate pop off, you're like, okay, this shit's about to change. Like, so, like, this course of this fight is gonna change because of this one ultimate. With Fuse, nah, nothing happens. You just hear, bring in the mother load, and then, you know, fires everywhere. Oh no, whatever shall I do? It's not like I could just queue out or anything like that with one of my abilities, you know?
Yeah.
I especially when you're not on a level field. Like, if you're on not a flat surface, and a lot of King's Canyon is not flat, you could just hop over it in a lot of scenarios.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly.
Like, unless you use it, like, unless it's, like, somewhere flat. Like, if you're on top of market or something like that.
King's Canyon, the whole area around, like, Gauntlet, Relic, all that, might be good for a Fuse ult. There's a lot of, like, open, flat area there, but... yeah, like you say, 9 times out of 10, you can just hop over it and get out. Like...
Into the next character really well, which is Horizon, who counters Gibby's and Bangalore's ultimate. Actually, a lot of ultimates. Again, counters Fuse. Just queue over her.
Yep.
Her ultimate is extremely good. If your team is coordinated and has grenades, very good. If you have ultimates, she's extremely strong if you're all working together. Honestly, yeah.
Her Q is fantastic. Her ult is used constantly.
Yeah, her passive as well with the no fall damage. It honestly, if you think about it, the amount of time...
No character has fall damage, but... Like,
you know what I mean. The no break the ankles. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. I thought you were talking about the whole Q and all that, being able to do all that stuff.
But I mean, the fact that, like, on Storm Point, you can hit those jump cannons without getting the slow in the end. Like, she just is so good for movement.
Yeah, she's extremely strong. Next.
Yep.
Gibby.
I'll say B tier. I know he's kind of not being used right now, but I would still say B.
Honestly, okay, everyone thinks Gibby's dead because of the Maggie thing, but when was the last time you saw a Maggie in your game? Like, that was actually...
Time, dude, constantly.
I don't see Maggies that much, unless now I'm just getting lucky and I just don't come across the Maggie in the fight or anything like that. But when was the last time you've actually seen, like, you even said it today on stream, you haven't seen a Gibby bubble get destroyed by a Maggie?
I haven't, but that's more because I don't really see Gibbies in game anymore. I see Maggie all the time, dude. I think Maggie's pretty regular. Her Q is the most goddamn annoying thing.
That is true. That is very true.
Especially, like, late game when you're just, like, trying to find any cover and it's like, okay, here's one box that I can hide behind. Like, nope, sorry, I'm just going to throw my Q on it and now you have to push into the open or just die.
Now with Gibby, I feel like right now with Gibby, it's a mental game because you're scared that there's actually going to be a Maggie on the team. Like, example, like, say you're, like, Pred lobbies right now, the go-to comp, like, say it's a go-to comp right now, so we'll go Gibby, fucking Valkyrie, and Seer. That's the comp right now. If you're running them, like, you should be able to, like, work together well. And against a Maggie, it'd be, you know, dangerous, of course. But it's more of a mental game than nothing to pick it. Because, like, the odds of, like, what are the odds of you finding a Maggie during that? Like there's 60 players. What are the odds of you coming across a Maggie? I know it may be high, but when do you think it'd be, like, possible for a fucking wrecking ball to come towards your dome? Unless they're, like, right next to you.
Yeah,
because a lot of the time, right now on King, I'm trying to think on as well as King Canyon. If you have a Seer, a Valkyrie, and a Gibby, you're going to be sitting up on top of a watchtower somewhere. The only way a Maggie ball is getting to you is if they come to you. But 9 times out of 10, if there's a team on watchtower, they will not take the fight unless they know they can win it. Lifeline. I mean, half the roster has taken her abilities, so she's kind of fucking useless.
Yeah. Even with the rework.
Yeah, even with their heal rework.
Better, but yeah.
The only way I can say to make Lifeline a bit better with her ultimate, give her one of her, like, ultimate things a crafting station. Like imagine, like, her ultimate comes down, you can get an armor from it, a battery, and then you can craft on one side. Just get what's in rotation of the crafters that day. Like, that'll be good. A movable crafter. That'll be very good. Now, saying that now, that could also become busted very quickly, because you could just craft unlimited bats if you have the crafting for it. But, yeah.
But then how is that different to, like, it's just like a slower Loba?
Honestly, yeah, that's literally what I was about to say. I just saw her there. It's a slower Loba, but you also have to craft it as well. But, like, if you think about it, with Loba's Q, you can't really use it as cover. When Lifeline's package is on the ground, that's some cover right there. You have a lot of cover with that, just alone. You can hide, I mean, maybe 1 or 2 people behind it, which is perfect. Now, Loba. She's getting... there's leaks of her getting her ultimate this season, which means she's getting a rework, so she might change next at the end of the season. Right
What
now,
do you mean leaks of her getting her ultimate? What do you mean?
her
Yeah,
heirloom. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Her
Okay,
heirloom.
okay.
So when someone gets an heirloom, they always rework the character or change or buff her. So she might be completely different at the end of the season. But right now, in the moment, her Q is okay to get away. You kind of know which way she's going. You kind of bait it in a way. Doesn't really work out often with the movement there in some of the legends. Her ultimate, amazing if you're like going for 4Ks, 20 bombs, and late game and you run out of ammo, you know? Like say you have no fucking bats and you need to heal. Pop down a little bit ultimate and see if you can find something. But her passive is kind of meh. Like cool, you can see the shiny stuff, like you can see the good stuff, but you're still gonna loot that box anyway, so like what does it matter? It just brings out the loot goblin in people. So personally, I put her D tier, below Bangalore, below Caustic right now. She can become a strong legend. I'm hoping this rework or change when she gets her heirloom does something for her, but right now she's just not that viable compared to other characters.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Next, Maggie. Honestly, as you said, she's busted this season. I put her A tier right now, top A tier.
She's very, very strong right now. Very strong.
I say if her... Actually, no. I'm thinking of her passive as well. You know what? I'm going to change that to S here because of her passive. I completely forgot about the movement with shotguns as well. Like, hitting a Q on a door instantly and then ulting it, like, concussing, and you're just fucking zooming around at, like, an octane level speed. Maggie, if you think about it, is a very, very strong legend. Like, before... I still, like, I put her, like, I honestly would put her, like, B tier, but now she's kind of busted.
Yeah.
Especially with as well as an Eve in her hand, she's busted. Mirage, I don't have her unlocked. I don't have him unlocked. I don't like him. I despise this fucking character, from his voice lines to how he looks. Bro, one of his skins make him look like he's a fucking pair of wet noodles on his hair. He's fucking useless. Cool, I bamboozled you. What's that gonna do? Yes, your passive is cool with the revive, but you're useless.
I think Mirage is... he's kind of a selfish character, right? Like, you know... he's good for not necessarily team play, but like, again, if you're like solo trying to take fights, it can be really good with his ult and his Q. But yeah, I mean, he does have the invisible res as well, which can be useful. But overall, yeah, I'd agree. He's not a good choice.
Like thinking now about it, like if they had to rework him, if they like when a Mirage uses his Q and his like other Mirage goes out. You're like, oh no, a Mirage, you shoot it. Oh, that's not the real one. Let me go find the real one real quick. I feel if they added something to his Q where like flashed or stunned for a second, maybe it'd be better to be more viable. Cause like shooting a Mirage, yeah, it gives away your position, but when you're in a gunfight, what difference does that make? Yeah, oh no, the enemy can see me, but I'm fighting him right now. Like there's no punishment for shooting a Mirage unless, you know, you're trying to be hidden and you accidentally, you know, Kraber a Mirage decoy and now the enemies know where you are. But he's not that useful of a character. His ultimate is cool, but literally when a Mirage ults, a lot of the time they run in together and you just shoot the right one on accident and then you know who it is. Now, I have to admit, there has been times where I've gotten bamboozled by him and it has fucked me in the head. But... I would never use Mirage. Fuse and Mirage are the only two characters I've yet to unlock, and I refuse to unlock them because they're dog shit characters to me.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Newcastle. His buff this season is great. Haven't used him though.
I see him a lot. I think S tier's fair. He's used a lot now.
I'll put him above Maggie. Right now, Newcastle, he is busted. A lot of people are saying he's busted because of his movement now with his shield and stuff. But, like, again, I honestly think Gibby will come back. I don't think he's going to come back to the extent of Newcastle. I think they're going to tone Newcastle down, if I'm honest. They're going to tone him down a little bit. I think Gibby might come back into the meta. But right now, Newcastle, extremely good. He's kind
of the new Gibby.
Yeah, I'm going to put him up there, especially with, like, the fucking ultimate big-ass wall. It's basically a one-sided Gibby wall, and you can actually make cover if you need it. Like, yeah, you can destroy it, but... no one does that. Like, when was the last time you said to your team, hey, focus fire this Newcastle wall? Yeah, who says that? No one says that.
You don't. Yeah,
so you just make
like a little baby bubble.
You just make a free cover. You make free cover with that, which is amazing. It's an amazing ability, honestly. I love his ultimate. Especially with like your teammates in distress, you can ult to it. Like you can ult to your teammate to help them. Like you land right on them and they're in cover now, which is amazing. Like he's very good for helping people that should have been punished already that can't get out. You know, like he's very helpful for his team. That's why he's S tier right now. Not because of his like useful play on his own, but he's very useful in a very well coordinated team. Octane. I don't think people are gonna like me for this, but honestly, Octane is not that good.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Again, it's I mean his pad is fine, but he's very much a solo player's character, right?
Like, unless you know how to do move, unless you're Stormin or like Fade or something like that, or like Faded or something like that, you're not gonna get good. You're not gonna get good util out of Octane. Like, you're gonna be better off using a different movement legend, which we're gonna get to very shortly. But Octane for rotations, pad, no, you wouldn't use it for that. Pad, maybe getting to a high ground, yes. Or getting away from a fight, yes. But even at that, again, there's much better legends to do that. Like sometimes Bangalore smokes can help out getting away. Baggy has her ball to get away. Valkyrie has her ultimate. There's stuff like that. Pathy, I'm in the same boat. Very one-sided legend. Honestly, if he had a better passive,
selfish solo legend.
Honestly, I put him below Bangalore. He's again good for movement. His abilities for a person that on his own, so like Taxi himself, Taxi 2G, great legend. But if you can't tap straight for wall bounce or anything like that, this character is pointless. Like, he has a height disadvantage. Like, if this was like back in season 3 where he had the low profile and took more damage, why the fuck would you play this character? His zip lines are so easy to get shot from. Never useful. His own Q, again, is very selfish towards him. But it's still quite powerful. But again, at that, you use it. What the fuck are you gonna do then? An Octane could just run up on you when you're dead, or Vantage can come and Q on you when you're dead. Like, makes no difference. Rampart. With her buff, she is good, but no one knows it. She could be, a lot of people know her for being very passive. You could be very aggressive with this character and work out perfectly, but no one does it. I don't know. Yeah. I personally would, like, honestly, right now, like, if you're, like, hunkering down, she's definitely an A tier. I would put her B tier right now. She could be a very strong and, like aggressive character if people know how to use her properly. But no one does yet, weirdly enough, even though she got a buff with her walls and, like, all that on her rework. Seer.
A tier?
Honestly?
You think S?
Personally, S. Does Bloodhound's job better. And the thing, personally to me with Bloodhound, say you're trying to like scan a solo, checking your back is clear. If you scan an accident and you find out it's a 3-stack, you're dead. They know you're going to be there. You have to get the jump on them. That's why Seer comes in clutch. You can scan them with the heartbeat, figure out they're there, have your team coordinated on that either solo or trio ratting, and be ready to fight instantly. You could Q them and then maybe even ultimate them. And even at that, you have wall hacks then. Seer right now, honestly, he was always broken as shit. No one knew his potential. But right now, Seer is honestly got S tier. If there was a comp that I would run right now, it'd be Newcastle, Seer, Vantage. Powerful ass combo right there. Valkyrie, even though she got nerfed. I think
A is good.
Yes, she got nerfed and the nerfs didn't really change much. Like, I've been using Valkyrie on our playthrough. Not gonna lie, haven't noticed a difference. I have not felt the difference. Everyone is like, "Oh no, she's shit now. These nerfs have."
Yeah, people like to freak out early and then immediately just like write something off before it's even in the game. I said from the very beginning, give it a few weeks and you'll see people go back to Valk. Yeah, you're seeing her more and more again, but definitely. You know, Valk was a problem last season, and they're trying to do stuff to balance her out. I think she's in a good spot now, but she's still very, very strong. Like, she's still absolutely better than most other legends out there.
Fussed about Valkyrie changing. Like, she's still as powerful as ever. Her Q could take some differences. Also, by the way, I'm gonna have to go back to this about Bangalore. Respawn, please make it to where Bangalore's ultimate doesn't hit your own teammates. Anyways, moving back on. Valkyrie, yes, again, still very powerful, but right now, like, again, she's very good for rotations. So I, like, honestly, like, she's like top tier A, almost S tier, because she's very good for rotations and stuff. Yeah, like, you can, like, I have to be honest with myself. I personally, I'm gonna have to put her S tier. I hit a lot of my shots with her, mainly because the hit marker, the hitbox on the bullets with her ultimate are bigger than a normal Kraber and all that, so it's easier to land shots. Her passive with the arch as well, like showing you like where the bullet's gonna drop, amazing. I am absolutely in love with that. It makes me feel like I'm a better player, even though it's a computer generated thing that's making me better. But still, I'm in love with it. Her Bat Echo, if she dies, I'm going to be pissed off. Respawn. Ultimate, yeah, getting a bullet every, like, what is it? Like, what would you say? Like 30 seconds you get a bullet roughly from it?
I wouldn't even know. I know that an alt excel only gives you 2 bullets.
Yeah. How much? An alt excel gives you about 40%, right? Yeah, that normal alt excel gives you about 40% when you're on Valkyrie. So, yeah. She's not balanced. Like, if I was honest to say a change to happen to her, make her Q a bit longer. 10 seconds is way too short. Do what they did to Pathy, and the further you go with it, the longer the cooldown will be. So, like, the maximum range is 40, but if you do a quick jump, make it like 10 seconds. Keep it at 10 seconds, or maybe even 15. But if you go to the full 40 distance, make it like 20 seconds, because the fact I can jump like super far and an octane pad basically every 10 seconds is busted as shit. Vantage could change the course of a fight so quickly.
Yeah, her movement's crazy. Yeah, for sure.
Great legend. Unbelievable. Watson. She may be adorable and cute, but honestly, I put her C tier. She's good for hunkering down with, but other than that, when are you going to be able to use anything?
I love Watson as a defense. I've always said that. I love Watson. I love that, obviously, you know, she gets the passive shield regen, which is nice because in certain situations you can save your cells, save your ults. I love that she can stack ult excels, and one ult excel fully charges her ult. So, like, again, for like ranked, if you're hunkering down in a building with her totem or her generator down, not totem, that's Rev. I love that I can throw down a generator, refill my team's shields, literally counter Gibby ults, any nades, Valk Qs, any ult. It's like an invisible Gibby dome. There's like, you know, you can throw that down in the open. Yeah, you throw it down in the open, it'll protect you from Gibby ults and all sorts of stuff.
See, in a firefight, when you're fighting against a team, if you get knocked, normally 9 times out of 10, a team will just send nades. And that's where Watson could be very powerful. Just to throw down a nade, and then all they've gone.
I can throw down my gen instantly, pop an alt excel, and I'm back, and I've charged it again. You know? And I can carry 2, I can stack them to 2. I think she's great defensively. I know not a ton of people use her, but I think if you're good, and I'm not good, but if you're good with her, I think she's phenomenal. I honestly think if you're putting Rampart in B, I think Watson deserves to be B as well. Just my opinion. I think so.
A comp, honestly.
Me too.
Because when you see a Rampart 9 times out of 10, as I said before, she could be used aggressively, but most people will use her passively. And with Watson,
she's got walls, she's got her machine gun. At least Watson, all of her kit is helping the team.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Honestly, her fences are great as well. Like, I don't know if you know the trick you can do where you put a fence on the outside of a door and then you put another one on the other side of the door and it breaks the door. And if someone's trying to get in, you can concuss them with that door. I love that. I love doing that. It's so fun to do. Not only that, Watson gets style points. You know what? Because she's adorable as shit, she goes above crypto. She deserves it. And even her heirloom, it's amazing, honestly. I agree with putting Watson in B tier, personally. Flame, for starters. Wraith. Selfish legend. Only thing useful in her kit is the portal, and even at that, I rarely see Wraith use it for benefit, you know? And again, with the like everyone says, not all Wraiths are toxic, but when you only come against those guys, you're kind of fucked up. You're kind of forced to actually know that stereotype. You're kind of forced into that, you know? You're kind of forced to believe every Wraith you see is going to be a toxic little shit. Now, I have to admit, I've seen Wraiths that are not toxic, but they're always toxic in my eyes, and they always land fragment.
Revenant's Totem more often than it saves me, because it gives you that confidence to just push a fight, and you're either gonna, I mean, here's the way I see it, like, you're either gonna get the totem destroyed and you're way overextended in a fight and suddenly you don't have the protection. The other team, if they back off a little bit, then the totem runs out and again you are way overextended and then die. Or another team will just camp the totem, so you get sent back with half health and a team's just sitting waiting on you. The fact as well that it makes so much noise, everyone in the lobby knows, okay, that's a Revenant team. His ult is not great.
Much as we love the funny triangle and the spicy meatball, Dennis, your character is shit.
All right, I'm done. I'm done. I don't get. I'm done. Jack, cut it. I'm done. I'm out.
Well, guys, that is the tier list today. What do you think in the comment section below? A different idea?
Bangalore in S tier and tweet it at SolarBro.
Whatever you guys think. If you have any things to change here, this is just personally me and Condie's way of thinking for all of these weapons, because we are both diamond/master players. We know what we're doing in the game a lot of the time. Emphasis on a lot of the time. Guys, I do hope you enjoyed. And yeah, tell me in the comment section what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out. Condie, say bye now. Alright, fuck you then. Jack, add in a bye for Condie, alright? Oh, now.